Welcome to Literature Tonight with your hosts, Drew Miller, Justin Lee, and field reporter, Bijan CAE. Today's date is March 1st, 2010.
Welcome to Literature Tonight. I am Justin Lee.
And I'm Drew Miller. Tonight we'll be discussing Mark Twain's classic, yet often controversial novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
The novel deals with many subjects, some of the most prominent being lies and deception.
Our first highlight shows Huck Finn escaping from his father's cabin. And to give us a play-by-play is Bijan CAE.
Alright, thanks Drew. So here we got this key scene where Huck sneaks out of his shack. So here he's trying to get out the door, gets a little stuck, breaks the roof off, found it's the easiest way, it's too big to fit through the door, but he fixes it, everything's okay. So now he sneaks outside, gets an axe. He takes the axe, break down the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gives up, kicks it in. So now the door's down, brings in a pig. So now what he does is he slits the throat of the pig. And then drags the pig outside, making a trail of blood going from the house to the river. So everyone will think that his body was dragged to the river. So now he takes the pig, throws it into the Mississippi, goes back inside, goes back into the shack real quick, picks up his bag of supplies. Always gotta be prepared for a trip, no matter how long it's gonna take. So he drops off his bag outside, goes back inside. He's got one more thing to do before he can. Takes his axe, cuts off a few locks of his hair, sets him down on the ground, sets the scene. It's perfect. If I didn't know better, I would think he was dead.
As quoted from Writers and Their Works, Mark Twain, by Deborah MacArthur, Huck then continues his deception when he managed to fake his own death.
Later, Deborah MacArthur says that Huck disguises himself as a girl and returns to St. Petersburg, where he finds Judith Loftus.
Let's go to the clip now. Come on in. What might your name be?
Sir Williams?
You live in this neighborhood?
No, in Huckleberry. I'm tired from walking.
Hungry too, I reckon. I'll find you something.
No, I ain't hungry. I stopped at a farm, so I ain't hungry no more. That's why I was late. My mother's sick and out of money. I come to tell my Uncle Edward Moore. Do you know him?
No, I haven't lived here 2 weeks. The other end of town is considerably a ways anyway. You better spend the night here. Take off your hat.
No, I'll rest a while, I reckon, and go on. I ain't afeard of the dark. Who done it? We've heard about it down in Hookerville, but we don't know who 'twas that killed Huck Finn.
Well, I reckon there's people here that would like to know who killed him. Some think old Finn done it himself.
No, is that so?
Most everybody thought it at first. He'll never know if Klaus was getting lynched. But they changed around and judged it was done by a runaway slave named Jim.
Why, he...
The slave ran off the night Huck Finn was killed. The reward's up. $300 for Jim. $200 for old Finn.
Wow, that is some strong devotion to lying.
Next, we have a clip from the Mississippi River where Huck encounters 2 other men and uses his wit and deception to get out of the troublesome situation.
What's that yonder?
A piece of a raft.
You belong on it?
Yes, sir.
Any men on it?
Only one, sir.
Well, there's 5 slaves run off tonight up yonder, above the head of the bend. Is the young man white or black?
He's white.
I reckon we'll go and see for ourselves.
I wish you would, because it's Pat that's there, and maybe you'd help me tow the raft ashore where the lad is. He's sick, and so is Mam and Mary Ann.
Oh, the devil. We're in a hurry, boy, but I suppose we've got to. Come, buckle up to your paddle. Let's get along.
Pap will be mighty much obliged to you. I can tell you, everybody goes away when I want them to help me tow the raft ashore, and I can't do it by myself.
Well, that's infernal mean. Odd, too. Say, boy, what's the matter with your father?
It's well, it ain't anything much.
Boy, that is a lie. What is the matter with your pap? Answer up square now, and it'll be better for you.
I will, sir, I will, honest. But don't leave us, please. It's the gentleman. If If you only pull ahead and let me heave you the headline, you won't have to come near the raft. Please do.
Set her back, John, set her back. Keep away, boy, keep to the Lord. Your pap's got the smallpox, and you know it precious well. Why didn't you come out and say so?
Huck Finn sure was lucky he was a good liar.
You got that right. Okay, for our final highlight tonight, we have two completely different characters.
Here, the Duke and the King hype up a play in the hopes of swindling the townsmen out of their money.
That's right, they're nothing more than a couple of classic con men.
Let's take a look at their so-called magnificent play. This here performance is the best and most intriguing of all others. None will leave this theater unsatisfied. I, David Garrick the Younger, present Edmund King the Elder in the Royal Nonesuch's reenactment of The King's Camelopard. Now this performance will only be presented 2 more nights, so I would be greatly obliged if y'all tell your friends to come see it.
What? Is that it?
Yes.
Boo!
And now for a second opinion, we go to our literary specialist, Bijan Ziai.
Thanks, Drew, for that intro and for getting my last name right this time. Okay, so what can we learn from these scenes in Huck Finn? Let's start with Huck's escape from his father's cabin. When he escapes, he is obviously using his cunning and quick thinking to deceive his father and most of the town into thinking that he died. But he also deceived himself in the beginning to create a fantasy world of his own where he can hide from the unpleasantness in his life, created by the imprisonment in the cabin. This fantasy continues to present itself throughout Huck's adventure on the Mississippi River. Next, we have the scene in which Huck dresses up and pretends to be a girl. During his conversation with Judith Loftus, he deceives her into thinking that he is a girl, thus hiding the fact that he is Huck Finn, who is a boy. After this, we have a scene showing the interaction between Huck Finn and 2 other men on the Mississippi River. His blatant lying protects both himself and Jim, but also helps conserve their adventure down the river. Huck continues to deceive himself by allowing their adventure to continue, even though their search for a new world down the river is doomed to failure. He and Jim try to escape life's horrors in a raft and reinvent themselves. Finally, that brings us to the King's Camelopard. This so-called masterpiece is nothing more than a ploy by the Duke and King to swindle innocent people out of their money. It is an example of the novel's lack of any morals or scruples whatsoever. Despite Huck's multiple attempts, the lie of appearance is always far different than the truth of reality. Even on the simplest plot level, the world of Huckleberry Finn is one of deception. The very existence of Huck at all is a continual deception. He is supposed to be dead. At the heart of Huckleberry Finn lies a story about real human figures with genuine moral and ethical problems and decisions. That's all for me today. Back to you two.
Thanks for that great insight, Bijan.
As you can see, lies and deception played a key role in Huck's unique and exciting adventure.
Well, that's all the highlights we have for you tonight.
I'm Drew Miller.
And I'm Justin Lee.
Join us next week when we discuss the controversy over The Catcher in the Rye.
This has been Literature Tonight.
Thanks for watching, and you stay classy, Tribuco.
When the truth is found to be